Meghan Markle's new look went viral overnight, sparking explosive rumors, shocking claims involving Prince Harry, and a media frenzy racing ahead of the facts. The moment the images appeared online, the reaction was instantaneous. Within minutes, high-resolution photographs of Meghan Markle circulated across social media platforms, celebrity gossip forums, and royal watcher accounts. At first glance, it was a routine public sighting, another carefully styled appearance by the Duchess of Sussex. But as the images were reposted, zoomed in, slowed down, and compared to earlier photos, the conversation shifted sharply. What should have been a fleeting visual moment turned into a full-scale media event. Online users began pointing out what they believed were noticeable changes in Meghan Markle's facial features. Comment threads filled rapidly with speculation, theories, and unverified claims. Headlines escalated from curiosity to provocation, framing the discussion as a dramatic reveal rather than a passing observation. In the hypercharged ecosystem of modern celebrity coverage, the shift from observation to accusation took only hours. The photos at the center of the storm. The images that triggered the debate were taken under professional lighting, with advanced camera lenses capable of capturing extreme detail. Meghan appeared with a polished aesthetic, structured makeup, sculpted contouring, a refined hairstyle, and a calm, controlled public demeanor. To many observers, the overall effect looked different from previous appearances. Social media users highlighted perceived changes in her jawline, cheek definition, and skin texture. Side-by-side comparison images quickly went viral, often stripped of time context, lighting differences, or makeup variations. Some posts presented these comparisons as proof of cosmetic intervention, despite offering no supporting evidence. Crucially, Meghan Markle has made no public statement confirming or denying any cosmetic procedures, and no credible medical source has provided verification. The discussion, however, surged forward regardless. Expert analysis. What actually changes a face? As speculation intensified, professionals in cosmetic dermatology and plastic surgery entered the conversation with a more measured tone. Speaking through interviews, social media explanations, and expert commentary, they cautioned against drawing conclusions from photographs alone. According to these specialists, facial appearance can shift dramatically due to a combination of factors, including aging, stress, weight fluctuation, makeup techniques, and camera technology. High-definition lenses, they explained, exaggerate shadows and contours that can create the illusion of structural change. Several experts also pointed to advanced makeup methods, particularly contouring and highlighting, that are designed specifically to reshape facial perception on camera. Without direct medical disclosure, they emphasized, it is impossible to confirm cosmetic surgery based solely on images. Their warnings, however, were largely drowned out by louder, more sensational narratives. Speculation as entertainment and economy. The rapid spread of unverified claims reflects a larger trend in digital media: speculation as content. Royal gossip channels, reaction-based YouTube creators, and anonymous accounts capitalized on the moment, publishing videos and posts framed as exposés or reveals. Algorithms rewarded engagement, not accuracy. Videos dissecting Meghan's appearance generated hundreds of thousands of views within days. Commentators used dramatic language, confident assertions, and loaded phrasing to keep audiences watching, even when evidence was absent. Media analysts refer to this pattern as rumor amplification, where repetition replaces verification. In this environment, the boundary between reporting and entertainment becomes dangerously thin. The role of royal commentary and the Dawn collaboration. Adding further fuel to the controversy was a widely circulated broadcast featuring outspoken royal commentator Dan, who partnered with the Royal News Network for a live stream discussion. The conversation focused on Meghan Markle's evolving public image, ongoing tensions surrounding the Sussex brand, and what critics describe as mounting pressure on the couple's public credibility. While the discussion stopped short of making definitive claims about cosmetic surgery, the tone was unmistakably critical. Select clips were extracted from the live stream and shared widely, often with captions that implied conclusions far stronger than those actually stated during the broadcast. In the world of digital media, implication often proves more powerful than direct accusation. Once detached from context, these clips took on a life of their own. The viral quote that never existed. As attention peaked, a shocking claim began circulating across platforms that Prince Harry had admitted he can't stand Meghan Markle. The phrase spread rapidly, triggering outrage, disbelief, and sensational headlines. An examination of the claim's origin reveals a stark reality. There is no verified interview, no official recording, no transcript, and no confirmation from any reputable news organization. Media researchers traced the phrase back to parody content and satirical commentary, later reposted without context and presented as fact. Despite its lack of credibility, the quote gained traction due to repetition and emotional shock value. Experts warn that such quote laundering has become increasingly common, particularly in celebrity and royal coverage, where satire and misinformation are easily confused. As of now, there is no evidence that Prince Harry has ever made such a statement. Why Meghan Markle remains uniquely targeted. The speed and intensity of this controversy cannot be separated from Meghan Markle's broader public history. Since entering the royal family, she has existed at the center of a deeply polarized global conversation. To supporters, she represents independence and resistance to institutional pressure. To critics, she symbolizes disruption and calculated self-promotion. This division ensures that nearly every public moment becomes a battleground. Appearance, in particular, has become a proxy for larger debates about authenticity, power, and control. Royal historians note that few modern figures have been subjected to such sustained scrutiny over their physical presentation. In this climate, even subtle changes are magnified into narratives of transformation or deception. Silence, strategy, and image control. Notably absent from the discourse is Meghan Markle's own voice. She has not addressed the speculation, nor has Prince Harry issued any response. Communications experts suggest this silence may be intentional. Responding to appearance-based rumors often validates them, prolongs their lifespan, and invites further intrusion. By remaining silent, the Sussexes may be attempting to deny oxygen to the story. Yet silence also leaves space for critics and commentators to define the narrative. The result is a vacuum filled by conjecture. A cultural reflection, not just a royal story. Beyond the individual figures involved, this episode reflects a broader cultural issue. The fixation on appearance, the rapid spread of misinformation, and the erosion of journalistic standards in the race for clicks all converge in moments like this. What began as a set of photographs has evolved into a case study in how modern media functions and malfunctions. It raises questions about ethics, responsibility, and the human cost of constant public exposure. As speculation continues and narratives harden, the line between fact and fiction grows increasingly blurred. Hollywood watches closely as the narrative shifts. As speculation around Meghan Markle's appearance intensified, attention quietly shifted westward, to Hollywood boardrooms, talent agencies, and brand executives monitoring the situation with concern. According to industry insiders, moments like these are not dismissed as trivial gossip. In a market where image stability equals commercial reliability, prolonged controversy, regardless of its factual basis, can complicate negotiations. Several branding consultants familiar with celebrity reputation management describe the current environment surrounding the Sussexes as fragile but not broken. Meghan Markle, they note, has spent years attempting to position herself as a controlled, purposeful public figure rather than a tabloid subject. Viral speculation threatens that positioning by pulling her back into the very cycle she has repeatedly tried to escape. Unlike traditional scandals, appearance-based rumors offer no clear resolution. There is no document to release, no lawsuit to file, no definitive rebuttal. The story lingers, morphs, and resurfaces, often detached from its origin. The Sussex brand under pressure. Since stepping back from official royal duties, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have operated less as royals and more as a brand, one built on storytelling, advocacy, and controlled access. Their commercial ventures rely heavily on credibility and emotional trust with audiences. brand analysts note that persistent negative narratives, even when unverified, can erode that trust over time. Each viral rumor becomes another layer of noise surrounding their message, making it harder for audiences to distinguish substance from spectacle. In private industry conversations, the concern is not whether the rumors are true, but whether they dominate public perception long enough to redefine the couple's public identity once again as controversial rather than purpose-driven. PR strategy: respond or remain silent. One of the most debated questions among communications professionals is whether the Sussexes should address the speculation at all. Historically, responding to rumors about physical appearance has proven risky for public figures, often legitimizing narratives that would otherwise fade. Crisis communication specialists describe silence as a double-edged sword. While it avoids direct engagement, it also allows critics to control the framing. In Meghan Markle's case, years of adversarial media coverage have conditioned observers to interpret silence in multiple and often contradictory ways. Some experts argue that a carefully worded statement emphasizing media responsibility and body autonomy could reset the tone. Others believe that any acknowledgement would simply extend the life cycle of the story. So far, the strategy appears to favor restraint. Prince Harry, a figure caught between roles. Amid the focus on Meghan Markle, Prince Harry's role has also drawn renewed scrutiny. As a former senior royal and a vocal critic of media intrusion, his silence has been interpreted through conflicting lenses. Supporters view it as solidarity and protection. Critics see absence. Commentators dissect body language, public appearances, and past interviews, searching for clues that may or may not exist. The viral claim that Harry admitted personal resentment toward Meghan has been thoroughly debunked, yet its persistence highlights a deeper phenomenon: the public's readiness to believe narratives of internal collapse. Royal historians suggest this appetite reflects a long-standing fascination with perceived royal dysfunction, dating back decades. In reality, no verified evidence supports claims of marital discord connected to this controversy. The media ecosystem that enables misinformation. This episode underscores a structural problem within the modern media ecosystem. The speed at which content circulates often outpaces verification. Algorithms reward engagement, not accuracy. As a result, emotionally charged narratives rise quickly, regardless of factual grounding. Media watchdog groups warn that celebrity-focused misinformation has become a testing ground for broader disinformation tactics. When audiences accept unverified claims about public figures, it lowers resistance to false narratives in other domains. In Meghan Markle's case, speculation about appearance became a gateway to more extreme claims, illustrating how quickly boundaries dissolve once credibility is no longer required. The human cost of constant scrutiny. Lost amid the noise is the human dimension. Mental health advocates point out that persistent commentary on physical appearance, especially framed as exposure or deception, can have serious psychological consequences. Meghan Markle has previously spoken about the toll of media pressure, making the resurgence of appearance-based scrutiny particularly resonant. Experts emphasize that no public figure, regardless of status, is immune to the effects of sustained dehumanization. When appearance becomes a battleground, individuality disappears, replaced by projection and judgment. This dynamic, critics argue, reflects a deeper societal discomfort with women who assert autonomy over their image and narrative. Public fatigue and shifting sentiment. Interestingly, not all reactions have fueled the controversy. A growing segment of the public has expressed exhaustion with repeated cycles of speculation. Comment sections increasingly feature calls for restraint, fact-checking, and ethical coverage. Media analysts note a subtle but important shift. While sensational content still attracts attention, audience trust continues to erode. Platforms flooded with exaggerated claims face growing skepticism, particularly among viewers who have witnessed similar narratives collapse in the past. Whether this fatigue translates into lasting change remains uncertain. What comes next for the story? As the immediate frenzy begins to cool, the long-term implications come into focus. The speculation surrounding Meghan Markle's appearance may fade, but the structural forces that enabled it remain firmly in place. Unless addressed at an institutional level, through media accountability, platform moderation, and audience education, similar episodes are likely to repeat, targeting not just royals, but any high-profile individual navigating public life. For the Sussexes, the challenge is familiar: maintaining relevance without surrendering control, visibility without vulnerability, and silence without surrender. A final assessment. This story was never solely about a face, a photograph, or a fleeting moment. It is about how narratives are constructed, weaponized, and sustained in a digital age where perception often outweighs reality. Meghan Markle remains one of the most scrutinized figures of her generation, not because of verified wrongdoing, but because of what she represents to different audiences around the world. As the headlines move on, the questions raised by this episode linger. Who controls the narrative? Who benefits from speculation? And what responsibility does the media bear when rumor becomes indistinguishable from news?